There's nothing more satisfying than bubbly golden sourdough focaccia. Most sourdough recipes take days, but I'm going to show you how to make a show-stopping same-day version that is light, airy, and incredibly easy to master. We start by mixing our wet ingredients. You'll need 100 grams of active starter, 390 grams of filtered water, 20 grams of olive oil. Give that a quick whisk. Now you're going to add in 500 grams of bread flour and 10 grams of sea salt. Mix until the flour is hydrated completely and there are no dry spots left. Now we cover this and let it rest for 30 minutes. To build structure and gluten without kneading, we're doing 3 sets of stretch and folds, spaced 30 minutes apart. Reach under the dough, pull it up, fold it over itself, rotate the bowl, and repeat. You'll notice the dough getting smoother and stronger with every set. As you can see right now, it's very sticky, so feel free to wet your hands just a little bit. Do not add any extra flour in this step. You can really see with each set of stretch and folds that it gets more elastic and the dough becomes smoother and more of a ball. Feel free to scrape all those dough bits down into it. Uh, you'll just need to do that again. Reach underneath, stretch it up, lay it on itself, turn the bowl a quarter, and just about 4 times. I also like to do this thing where I turn it into a ball and pat it down to give it some additional strength as well. You can really see the strength and the texture in this dough now has completely changed. We had a shaggy dough at the beginning. Now we've got a smooth elasticity. This is going to make for some nice tight air pockets, and this dough is going to ferment and be plump and nice. Now for the hands-off part. Let the dough sit on your counter for 6 to 8 hours. We want it to be somewhat, call it over fermented for this style. You're looking for massive amounts of bubbles rising to the surface and a jiggly texture. Prepare a deep baking dish with parchment paper and a very generous coating of olive oil. Gently turn the dough out, fold it in thirds like a letter, flip it over, and gently draw it towards the corners. Let it rest another 2 hours until those bubbles start forming again. It may be difficult to see, but there are plenty of large bubbles that have risen to the surface, kind of pointing some of those out. At this point, I like to apply a nice thick layer of olive oil again, and this is the best part in my opinion. You're going to push the dough to the corners with your fingers deep into the dough to create those iconic dimples in the focaccia. Add some more olive oil, any kind of seasonings that you like. I've just used some simple Italian seasoning. We're going to bake this at 430 degrees Fahrenheit for 22 to 25 minutes. If you like an extra crispy focaccia, pro tip, brush with more olive oil halfway through for extra browning and a perfect crunch. This focaccia was getting used for some roast beef sandwiches. I wanted it to be soft and pliable. Because I'd be using this for sandwiches, I decided I would let it cool in a cooling rack for 30 to 40 minutes before I'd use it. This will give it time to rest, come together, retain its moisture. Otherwise, I would just be digging right into this, ripping chunks off, dipping them in olive oil and vinegar. This bread turned out so amazing. You can see the crispy texture on top. With some additional oil halfway through, this whole thing would be very brown and crunchy. And there it is. Same day sourdough focaccia. Look at that, Crumb. If you enjoyed this recipe, don't forget to like and subscribe for more sourdough secrets. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.